Yo, what's going on, Geminites? It's your boy Gem Mint, back with another statue unboxing and review. This one has been one of my most anticipated pieces of 2018. This is the XM Studios Scorpion from the Spider-Man villain line. I cannot wait to unbox this thing, take a look at it. We're going to do a review, a little character history, and I'm going to put it up on the wall too, man, and we'll get a glimpse of how it looks with all the other villains. So you guys stay tuned. Yeah, man. Whew. Got Moon Knight in on Friday. Scorpion I got in today on Monday. But this video is coming out on Tuesday. It's a good feeling getting these pieces in after such a long wait. Part of XM Studios' new made-to-order policy. So if you don't pre-order these things during that window, that's all that's going to be made and will not be available anytime after. So I was lucky enough to pre-order this early. It was limited to about 250 pieces. A lot of people are wanting to get this on the aftermarket, and so far no luck. Be patient though. Don't go drop crazy money because maybe eventually somebody will sell it. But for right now, no one's selling it. It's sought after, and for good reason, man. It looks great. Let's go ahead and do an unboxing of this thing and get it put together. Actually, I stand corrected. This is number 278 out of 300. So let's take a look at what XM Studios has to say about Scorpion. Former private investigator Matt Gargan was hired by J. Jonah Jameson to find out how Peter Parker is able to get incredible pictures of Spider-Man. Gargan's efforts to locate Peter in order to find out the truth triggered Parker's spider senses, making him easily avoidable. Frustrated, Jameson decided to pay $10,000 to Gargan as the subject of an experiment created by Dr. Farley Stillwell, a researcher in animal mutation, which endowed the subject with the characteristics of another animal, because all Silver Age Spider-Man villains had to be animals. Unfortunately, the process resulted in the loss of Gargan's sanity and the creation of the superpowered criminal menace known as the Scorpion. Alright, real quick, here is the art print that comes with the statue. Looks great, man. Super realistic. Looks just like the statue. Same pose, same exact everything. I do kind of wish it was the classic version. That's what I prefer. But beggars can't be choosers. They give us this art print for free, and I never even use them anyway, so really no need to complain. But it looks great. I appreciate XM for always throwing in these art prints. It's a dope gesture. So this statue did not come with instructions or the instruction book like most XM pieces. So XM Studios was kind enough to put these images online for us so we know where everything's supposed to go. Which I think is really more helpful for reboxing. Dang. Look at the size of those tails, man. Let's get everything out here on the table. So, this looks like the modern tail, I would think. It's got a peg. The paint is great on it. There goes the other tail. Looks like the classic tail, I think. Looks like the camera's really picking up that paint good too, man. Alright, so what do we got here? Oh yeah. It's nice portrait action here. Classic portrait. Looks like we have a little shoulder pad or whatever. One of the hands. Toss it a hand. So basically, you got a lot of dual pieces because you can convert this guy to have the classic look or the more modern look. Now, what's funny is sometimes about statues is that in my mind, I'm only going to ever use the classic look. But I have a feeling when I see the modern look, I'm going to like that as well. And then I bet you could even mix and match and make something pretty cool as well. So it's like a piece of the base. No big deal. Here's the modern portrait. Let's get a good look at that. It looks really cool, man. Like a bug-eyed kind of look. Teeth look really good. Personally, I like classic, but you know, not everybody likes the same thing. Let me know what you guys think about this approach. I kind of like you guys being able to see everything that's up in here. Behind door number 2, you got the base and the body. Dang. It's a baby scorpion. Looking really good, guy. Really good, guys. Cool little chest plate that you can put over his chest to make him have more armor. There's a light post. I like that kind of plastic look it has on the light, the lamp part. Oh, it lights up. What? Is this the first XM with light ups? No, Hulkbuster had it. Oh, man. Cool. And now for the base. Alright guys, here's a look at all the pieces that come with the XM Studio Scorpion. As you can see, got a lot of green on the table, and boy is that green shining. And I wore a green shirt today for the review. Anyway, got all the pieces out of the box. We're going to go ahead and start assembling this thing, man. Let's get to it. Alright, man. Woo! Ready to get this thing assembled. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my man Mohammed Sathich over in Singapore for helping me get this piece. He's definitely one of the good guys. Actually, I didn't even pay for this piece yet. I just put down the deposit, and I got to shoot him the money right after this video's over. Not to say everyone's going to get that Gem Mint treatment, but I'm saying, good looking out, Mo. So, yeah, man, let's get Scorpion assembled. From what I've seen, it looks like you want to get his hand down in at the same time as the body. So what do we do first? Let's go with the classic. So where does the classic go? All right, not too bad. Let's go ahead and get that right arm in. Oh, strong magnet on this thing. Boom. All right, man. Had to move that camera back a little bit for that tail. Man, look at that big swoop action, man. I love that. That tail is super impressive. Boom. All right, let's see if we can get this fence put in. All right, there you have it. Well, that fence was a pain in the ass. But, man, I'm loving this piece. It looks great, man. I think it's a really good balance of, like, the original Spider-Man villain line with the really big bases and the new kind of trend that they're going with the more compact, easier on shipping type of bases. So actually, it looks like you have to put some knee pads on right now. Left. Okay. Oh, okay, I see. So you could either do just a flat little panel, or you can go full armor. That really snaps right in there, huh? I'm trying to figure... I think I got this wrong. This looks more armored, so this would be the modern. That keeps bothering me. I don't even want to try to switch out this hand, man. Yeah, man, that's definitely the modern. So let's switch this out here. All right, let's do something a little bit different for this little character background. Let's take a look at the Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 1. We'll flip to issue 20 and take a look at the Scorpion's first appearance. All right, guys, here you go. Amazing Spider-Man issue 20 was released in January of 1965, created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. I always liked this cover. I remember I bought that in a CGC 6.5 a couple years ago when I was still getting CGC key issues. And I remember thinking, like, man, this was the oldest book I ever owned. It was crazy to have it. And I always enjoyed that cover. So like I mentioned, and like XM mentioned, the Scorpion is Mac Gargan, who was at first hired by J. Jonah Jameson to snag pictures of how Peter Parker gets, those great pictures of Spider-Man. That didn't work out. They ended up paying Mac 10 grand in order to go through this genetic experiment. And Mac's always been kind of dumb. He's always been kind of a bruiser. So he jumped at the opportunity and the power, which gave him heightened abilities like Spider-Man. He can climb walls. He was super strong. He had the tail he can control with his brain. And the power got to him, and he ends up running rampant through the city. And J. Jonah has a whole meltdown on, oh my God, did I do the wrong thing, this and that. And yeah. He ends up coming back later in issue 29 for the return of the Scorpion. Here he goes in issue 29. I believe this is where Jonah admits to Spider-Man and gets Spider-Man to stop Scorpion. But that's why I love these omnibus, man. You get all the history there. To have all these issues would be very expensive. But you get one Omni for about $50. And you can read all the origins. And it's got the letters pages too. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. We're going to do 2 reviews, one in the classic pose and the other with the more modern pose. So first of all, let's spin this thing around and get some good, a good look at it. I absolutely love this piece, man. I love everything about it. Shout out to the sculptor Caleb Nefson. Did an amazing job on this and on Moon Knight. I liked Carnage too, but something about the textures I didn't like about the Carnage piece. But this one is super dope, man. So let's give it a little review, right? So the base is going to be the same for both. And I kind of already mentioned this. It's compact, but it's elaborate. You know, it's got a lot going on. He's on this big piece of rubble. There must have been some kind of battle here. The street lamppost is all messed up. But it still lights up, though. The fence is a nice touch. It just gives it some more action to it. It's frayed out. Great paint on it. No complaints there. Because you got a lot going on, man. It's like rubble, and there's like little bricks everywhere, and a fence, and a street lamppost, and some metal here. It's a lot going on. I really like the details of the lamp, too, man. First of all, the fact that it lights up is cool. And it's nothing you have to plug in. It's a battery within that little piece, so you don't have to worry about hollowed out statues or anything like that. Looks really good. And then looking at Scorpion himself, man, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 piece. From the sculpt to the textures to the paint. I think the whole team just killed it all the way around, man. Nobody can say something bad about this piece. I mean, it's great, man. He's got a lot of presence. He's very large, and with the tail, he's even taller. Actually, let's just see how tall he is, because I'm going to have to try to get him in a Besta. Got a magnet right there. He's just shy of 28 inches tall. And I got a spot for him too. Let's just hope that it works out. Let's just look at his costume, man. You got the metallic green, which looks great, which is the armor. And then you have the inner darker green with a different texture. It just looks awesome, man. And I love where he placed it. Like, even on his back, you can see where some of it is armored and some of it is the other texture. I like to think it's Teflon. The tail, man, I love it. It looks great, man. The way that it sits in his back, and his costume kind of has a little bit of a spine look underneath it. And then how the tail just swoops up. And I love the classic tail, how it incorporates both of those textures, like I was saying about the other costume. And then the stinger. Can't go wrong. That's a big stinger. So, let's talk about his neck seam. So, what's cool about the neck seam is that if you look at his chest, they have a line here, and they have lines throughout his whole costume, which kind of hides the seam. Kind of like a Spider-Man costume would. And I love his mask, even though it's kind of like the Green Goblin mask. Like, how come you can see his teeth, but his eyes are underneath? It's just a weird mask, which is how he is in the comics. It's almost like, is he putting his teeth in the mask? I mean, what's going on with that? But I love it, man. He's got so much detail in his face, man. I kind of always liked how Scorpion's eye slits were like Spider-Man's too. But no, not with all white, just with his face underneath. It looks awesome, man. Let's go ahead and convert this thing into the modern look. And we'll do a little review on that as well. Alright, so the best way to convert this guy into the modern is to remove that tail first. Then we're going to want to lift the body up so that we can remove the hand that he's resting on. Alright, and don't forget, remove his little thigh guards. Got those thigh guards on. Let's put on his armored gauntlet. Got a chest plate that just magnetized over his chest. Perfect. Modern head. Alright, man, so that's it. Transformation complete. Now you got the modern Scorpion, which has extra armor. His tail is a little bit more updated, and it has almost like a futuristic design. The little backpack portion of it as well. The portrait, way different. He's kind of got like a bumblebee hive or like a bumblebee type eyes. Same sculpt, was just more of like a helmet. I honestly prefer the classic portrait. But it's cool how he has more armor. Now he's got the chest armor. He's got those 2 thigh pieces that snap on. And then the gauntlets are a little bit more modern. It looks great both ways. Personally, I'm sold on the classic, though. I love how the classic portrait looks. So I don't know what I'm going to do, man. Should I box up the tail? Should I box up the other things? I mean, I can keep the armor on and switch them off. I don't know. I'm thinking to box up the tail. But yeah, man. Those extra editions definitely look good. Alright guys, here is a look at the Spider-Man villains wall. Looking pretty awesome. A lot of green villains. You see I got Scorpion there, right above Kingpin, where Venom used to be. So you'll probably notice that Venom is the only character missing because I'm waiting on the Prime 1 Studios Venom to go right down there next to Anti-Venom. It looks like I'll be able to lift both shelves up because Rhino's got some room. I can lift him up. Scarlet Spider, has a lot of headroom. So hopefully I'll have room down below for the 32 inches or however big that Venom is. But I do not discriminate. We got a nice mixture of Sideshow, Prime 1, XM Studios, a couple of pieces of fan art. But it's looking really good, man. Just bask in it. Still got Fresh Prince of Bel-Air representing. I know Scarlet Spider's not really a villain, but I don't know. If I need to, I'll try to figure out how to put him with the other Spider-Man. Let's do a little close-up while we're here. So you got a piece of fan art. XM Studios Craven. XM Mysterio. Got a fan art Morbius next to the XM Sandman. Prime 1 Spider-Man 2099. Old school Spider-Man Comiquette. And the Spider-Man by Sideshow. Spider-Man Symbiote Premium Format by Sideshow. Carnage Premium Format by Sideshow with the XM Vulture. Sideshow Green Goblin. XM Studios Electro. XM Studios Lizard. Prime 1 Anti-Venom. XM Kingpin. The brand new XM Studios Scorpion. And you got the Sideshow Rhino Comiquette and the fan art Scarlet Spider. X-Men wall's not ready yet, guys. Actually, it's been slow on getting X-Men pieces in, but we're working on it. I'm not ready for a room tour yet, but hopefully this will hold you guys over seeing the Spideys. Alright guys, so that's it for the Scorpion unboxing and review. I think this one actually is going to be one of the more longer reviews. I kind of like how I showed you guys how I took out each piece. I might continue doing that moving forward. You know, we looked at the final resting place. I used to do that back in the day. Character history, we flipped to the omnibus this time. I figured let's look at a couple of panels of his first appearance. You know, took a look at the online booklets, the art print that comes with it. So a lot of good stuff. I'll leave you guys with some pictures. Hit the like on the way out. Drop me a comment. What do you think about the XM Studio Scorpion? What do you think about XM's made-to-order policy? Because I know a lot of people are going to be in the comments like, damn, I missed out on this one. How do I get one? This and that. I can't get you one of these. But I can get you anything that is available for pre-order right now or that will be pre-order in the future at retail price. Hit me up in the email. A lot of this stuff is easier if you're on Facebook because we're dealing with dudes that are overseas. You know what I'm saying? So I put you directly with the guy. But let me know, drop me a line. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more daily content, including statue unboxing and reviews, along with recent reads and omnibus hauls, weekly live shows, movie reviews and trailer reactions. Manimal picks up his weekly comic issue, so you guys should stick around. All right, man. Y'all stay minty fresh. Peace.
Spider-Man.